Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 29th of May, 2025. First off, a day that was a little tougher on me because of my allergies. My throat kept gunking up over the course of the day, even though I took an allergy pill. The pollen outside is really bad right now for spring. So it is what it is. I toughed through it, but people definitely noticed it over the course of the day. That's what it was. Okay. So, how did today go? Well, today we had a podcast, we had a major stream of Clair Obscur, and we had the premiere of Elden Ring Nightreign. The podcast followed up on what we had talked about yesterday about doing longer games and making them fit into the schedule, but also getting people to actually engage and support with them. We came to a conclusion regarding the actual playthrough of Clair Obscur, and that is that basically we're going to focus solely on the story moving forward until we're at the end of the game and then make a decision if we decide to play any more side content. Even though I love the game, if people don't show up and engage and support with it, I can't make it an 80-hour playthrough. Right now, I'm already, if you can believe it, at 50 hours into the game. So there you go. But we talked about a few other topics as well, including setting up a thread on the posts tab of the DSPGaming channel so that people can start to nominate what they feel are some of the most notable funny moments of my history as a 17-year creator on YouTube. We're looking to get more clips for my intros and breaks so that people have more things to watch when I'm walking away for a few minutes. The clips that we have there are starting to get stale, so definitely would be cool to get some more of those. All right, so please take a look at that if you haven't yet. It's on the post tab of DSPGaming. There's a post there from earlier today, this morning, where you can respond and post up funny moments. All you got to do is put a link to the clip and explain the moment and what it is. And we'll look into it to possibly make a clip out of it and add it to the rotation. Okay. Then we jumped into Clair Obscur Expedition 33. We started off with over $60 of support just from the podcast. The gameplay was great. In the 2.5 to 3 hours we played today, we finished up the entirety of the Visage dungeon, which is one of the major 2 dungeons you need to beat before you can end Act 2 and get to the final act of the game. We also did a slight amount of side content on the way there, but it only took like 10 minutes. And then we did major story advancement / cutscenes, and then we went right into the next dungeons. I think it's called Serene or something like that, which is a bunch of dancing and a big coliseum. Really cool. We got really far, and people were saying, yeah, you're more than halfway already through Serene. You'll probably beat it pretty quickly next stream and head out into Act 3, which is the finale of the game. But at the end of the stream, we only got $122 of support. Now, I say only, and I want you to understand something. I only mean that in context, saying that we didn't hit a goal. $102 of support is a great amount of support for a stream. I'm not complaining. I'm not disappointed. But the fact that we were that close to hitting a goal and we didn't kind of sucks. Because if we had hit 87 on that stream, then we could have had more momentum to say, hey, maybe it's a possibility between the Elden Ring, Nightreign streams, we could have enough that we could do DSP Tries It on Friday. But that kind of shut it down. I thought maybe we would hit it. We didn't. So it is what it is. Still a great stream, great advancement, all plot, all story, and decent support. Thank you to those who did support, okay? The late night stream was Elden Ring Nightreign. Now, I have played the Elden Ring Nightreign network test. So I knew what to expect. So instead of doing the whole tutorial and wasting time, I skipped it all. I said, no. I booted it up before the stream. I got it working graphically beautifully with my computer. So I bypassed all the nonsense. I got the controller working with it, all right? And then I said, when we start this stream, because I know that runs in this game are about an hour each, let's start with gameplay immediately. So we did. I ran in. I messed around a little bit with combat in that little area where, you fight the dummy so you can learn the controls. And then I basically switched classes to not the Eviscerator. It's the new class where you have a giant sword and you can parry, okay? Similar to Sekiro. So what I did is I wanted to try that new class. So that's what we did tonight. And that class is interesting because you can use it as a giant sword attacking. You can dual wield and do a bunch of attacks, or you could go parry build, where basically you put this big giant sheath on the sword and you parry a lot. And when you parry a lot, it builds up this ability where you get a big running slash with the sword that does a chunk of damage and a chunk of stun. So since you've parried a lot of the times when you hit them with that stun, they actually stagger. And now you can get like a down attack, which is really cool. So I liked this and I went with this all night. We did 2 runs. The first run, I actually was playing with people who seemed to know better what they were doing, and they actually showed me that in Elden Ring Nightreign, when you get to those churches where you had the upgrades in the original Elden Ring to basically get more like flasks, now that also gives you flasks in this game. I was like, oh crap. So as long as you know where those churches are located, you can run and get a whole bunch of heals in a run, which is cool because we didn't know that during the network test. So first run, we fought the Briared, bell-ringing knight guy, who's the guy who has little briars all over him and the supercharged sword that he kind of like throws around and can control. And then the second boss was actually the Fell Omen. But even though we kind of knew what we were doing, the Fell Omen kicked our butts. So we did not get past, phase 2 into the third phase boss, sadly, in that first run. And so that took about an hour, all right? After that first hour, we had only had about $30 of support. And sadly, I hate to say it, this is kind of what I expected was going to happen. Why? When do my streams succeed the most? Basically, when I'm able to interact with my audience. Okay, now there's some exceptions. There are some games that, for example, when I play them online like Call of Duty or Street Fighter, people like the gameplay enough. But in this case, this is the same as playing like Apex Legends, all right, or Destiny 2. You're teaming up with a team of people. You have to focus on the game because at every moment, the ring is moving in. There's enemies at your neck to kill you. You can't stop and turn to everyone and start talking because then you even lose track of what your team is doing. You have to be paying attention at every moment when you're playing this game. Because of that, I barely talked with the audience at all. A lot of people were upset. They're like, oh, Phil's ignoring us. Of course, they were trolling. They understand. It's just that they're trolls and want to say stupid shit like that. There's no streamer who can fully interact with their audience when they're playing this game. It's not possible, okay? So, after that first run, second run, I teamed up with people who actually seemed more like newbies, but I was learning more how to play with this new class. So I was actually playing a lot better the second run than the first. And it just so happens that second run, we actually got to the final boss. We did make it to him, all right? So I won't spoil too much. I want you to watch the videos, obviously, but it was a pretty darn good run. The game runs beautifully on my PC, looks good. Everything was good, all right? But I'm going to be honest, I just don't know if this game's going to resonate with the audience long term. I've been saying it all week. Since this game makes me focus on the game so much and I can't talk with you guys, I don't think people like it as much. They get bored, okay? So I did my best tonight. Now, by the end of the stream, a bunch of contributions had come in during that second run, and due to someone doing a generous $100 tip, we hit the goal. But that's the only reason we hit the goal. If that person had not come in and done the $100 tip, we wouldn't have hit it. So this is the premiere of a brand new game, and already it seems like people aren't liking it so much. Reviewers also aren't. They're basically saying, we were hoping for more, but it's basically just an asset flip on Elden Ring. They're right. I mean, that's exactly what it is. So I can't make the game any better than it is. I like it, though. Like, I liked the first two runs. Tomorrow, there is no level 1 podcast. Tomorrow, instead, I'm going to start the stream around 11:15 a.m. Around 11:30, I'm going to come on and hang out with you guys for like 20 minutes. We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about whatever. And tomorrow, I'm going to reveal what the 100 goals marathon will be. Okay? I know you guys have been waiting intensely for it. Well, I'm going to tell you once we start tomorrow morning. Then around noon, we're going to start with gameplay. And I'm going to do about 4 hours of gameplay. Okay? I likely will do a break after 2 runs. I'll probably take a break. Then I'll do another 2 runs. I'm going to start with another class. I forget what it's called, but he's like a berserker. He kind of looks like a Viking. So I'm going to start with him, see how he is. And then after maybe 2 runs, we'll swap and do another class. So at least there'll be some variety in the classes. I am hoping, obviously, that we're going to run into a variety of mini bosses and bosses, and it's not the same over and over. I don't know. That's the game that controls that, not me. It's RNG. And also, I'm hoping people will come by and actually watch and enjoy and support. I will do my best to talk with people and do shout-outs between the runs. But again, each run in the game takes about 45 minutes to an hour. So most I'm going to get is probably around 4 runs. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we hit the goal, because here's how I'm going to treat it. If tomorrow people show up, actually hang out, and support that stream, I'm going to play it again on Sunday. All right? And I'll try more classes and more variety. If tomorrow it already peters out, sputters out, and people don't like it, we'll determine if we even play it ever again. Seriously, because I don't think this is the kind of game that people like on my content. It's the same as if I started playing Apex Legends all of a sudden. People didn't like it when I played that years ago. They said the same thing. You're an interactive streamer now. We want to hang out with you. We can't do that when all you're doing is focusing on this game solely with this co-op, right? So let's see how it goes tomorrow. If you like this game, you want to see more of it, come by, engage, and support that stream. Okay? Tomorrow night on the late stream, it will be Friday Night Fights. More fighting game fun. Yes, more Capcom Fighting Collection 2 and more Capcom versus SNK 2. I might go back to K Groove and try characters there again. I might do some more P Groove. I might do some N or C Groove. Maybe I'll try another groove. Like, I want to do A Groove, but A Groove is custom combos, and I would actually have to study them to figure them out because I don't know them off the top of my head. We'll have to see. But it should be fun. It's been great every time I played the game. Hopefully you guys will come by for old school fighting game action Friday night. Okay? Now, if by some freak miracle we hit 3 support goals on tomorrow's first stream, we will be doing DSP Tries It, Burger King's How to Train Your Dragon menu. But I don't think that's realistic. I don't think we're going to have enough people coming by tomorrow and supporting to get $450 of support to do that. So likely that means that the DSP Tries It will end up being Sunday or Monday, which is fine. It just sucks because I wanted to get it by the end of this week. You'll understand what I mean tomorrow. That's all I'll say. Okay? Everyone, please have a good night. Enjoy the gameplay. See you tomorrow for more Nightreign and Friday Night Fights. Thank you for a great day today. Peace out. Have a good one.